of you have been asking me what the flying experience was like since I was able to go on a trip to Vancouver and Whistler last week and travel for business for a couple of days and then enjoy a couple of days of vacation up in Whistler. So I just wanted to let you know it was my first time flying since March 7th, which was before the pandemic was announced, and it was a very different experience, but also a very safe experience. It all starts when you arrive at the airport. Nobody is allowed into the airport anymore unless you have a boarding pass or unless you work at the airport. So the number of people are very greatly reduced. When you walk in, there's hand sanitizing stations everywhere. Most airports and airlines now also have touchless check-in. So if you've checked in online before you arrive at the airport, all you do is scan the boarding pass that's on your phone, and the machine will spit out your boarding pass, your luggage tags. You put them on your luggage and then you go and drop your bag off. Touchless, you don't have to talk to anybody, see anybody, touch anything. It's very easy, very low touch and very safe. From there, you'll go to the security area and everybody there is temperature screened. So as you go up into the lineup, first thing they do is take your temperature. If you pass that, you'll go on to go through the regular security procedures, signs everywhere reminding people to distance, as well as people making sure that people are doing what they need to do and keeping their distance from each other. There's signs on the floor with where to stand, all kinds of signage and all kinds of sanitizer everywhere as you go through. I also found that the lineups were very, very small. There was only a couple of people in any lineup that I was getting into. Felt very safe in the Saskatoon airport. And I know from speaking to them that they have extensive cleaning procedures in place and everything was spotless. I tell you, I can't remember ever seeing an airport bathroom that was that clean. So you know they're doing a great job there to keep everybody safe. So once you're in the boarding area, again, there's lots of room, there's low crowds, there's lots of room to spread out and not be around other people. They call you up by your boarding zone as before, but again, reminding people not to get in line until it's their turn, making sure that people who are in line are keeping their 2-meter distance from each other. And all of the passengers, I have to say, were great with all of that. Nobody was crowding each other. Everybody was wearing a mask from the minute they got into the airport, until the minute that you leave. And so it was a very safe experience that way. When we get onto the plane, as we are walking on, I was flying with Air Canada, and they're handing you the Clean Care Kit as you get onto the airplane. Again, I know this was a comment that was made by some clients earlier that they weren't given the Clean Care Kit until they were sitting in their seat, but now it seems like that has changed, and we were given the Clean Care Kit both ways as we entered the airplane. So although they've cleaned that airplane extensively before we get on, and they're leaving extra time between flights now for that extra cleaning, it's just nice for peace of mind to know that when you get to your seat, you have your wipes and your sanitizing cream and everything, that you can just wipe down your area yourself, make sure that it is clean to your preferences, and settle in for your flight. Masks are mandatory for the entire flight unless you're eating or drinking something. All of the guests, again, were very good at following those rules, and the crew were excellent at reminding people that the mask had to be up over their nose and their mouth and worn for the entire flight. And the crew was exceptionally friendly and accommodating to make sure that people had space on the plane. It was only about 30% full. And again, it just felt very normal and very safe. I have to say, when we took off, it had been 7 months since I'd been on an airplane, which is unusual for me, and I could not stop smiling the whole time. It felt very normal and great just to be up in the air and flying again and doing what we normally would do as a routine basis. So the flight from Saskatoon to Vancouver was seamless. It was quick, it was easy, and even arriving in Vancouver, the crowds were very small. The baggage claim area was nearly empty. Signage on the floor, again, directing people where to stand to keep their distance. And it felt very clean, very safe, lots of room, and just a really overall great experience, better than I was expecting. The taxis in Vancouver as well, super safe. They had the plexiglass, everybody's wearing a mask. Check-in in all hotels now is requiring you to have a mask. Rooms are typically sanitized, left empty for a couple of days before your arrival. Nobody enters that room while you're there unless you request it, so no cleaning. So you are the only one in that room for your entire stay, and they've left extra different amenities to make sure you have what you need to get through your stay. So again, perfect experience with the hotel, taxis, the entire travel experience felt very, very safe, and you just know that all of those different components are doing everything they can to make the experience as good as possible for the traveler and to promote that peace of mind that it is safe to travel when you need to do so. Return flight was very much the same, although I have to say Vancouver Airport is typically so busy. It was almost eerie to see how quiet it was. I was dropped off at the curb, and by the time I dropped my bag and went through security and got to my gate, it was, I think, all of 15 minutes, which is almost unheard of in Vancouver. So again, a very easy, very safe experience. There was very few people, lots and lots of room to spread out. Again, the flight may be 30% full on the way home. So I have to just let everybody know, if you are considering traveling, if you need to travel for work, to visit family, and if you're feeling anxious about that experience, please don't. Please feel comfort in knowing that they are looking after you.